Hello, Monetization Nation. Today I'm joined by Troy Howard. Troy is one of the founders of SoTellUs, which I believe is the best reviews platform technology for businesses out there today. I love SoTellUs and recommend it to all of my clients. Troy ultimately started his own marketing agency that achieved more than 3,800 clients in 27 countries. And today we're going to do a deep dive into how companies can leverage reviews to grow their monetization. Thank you so much for joining us today, Troy.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me here. I'm really excited to be here.
Can we start off by having you share with us something that you are super passionate about?
Oh boy, let's see. Something I'm super passionate about. Well, one of the biggest things that I'm passionate about is helping small businesses grow. I've been doing it for the last 20 years. I used to work in corporate America. We had like 300,000, clients across the United States, and it was fun, but it's not as fulfilling as working with small business owners and watching them go, from $50,000 a year to $250,000 a year or $500,000 a year. So that's really one of my big passions in my life is helping small business owners figure out how to grow and change their lives.
Love it. What's the greatest success that you've had in your career so far? The best home run that you've hit?
I'll give you two answers. My greatest success in my life is my children. I'm a big family man. And my three kids they're just rock stars. I couldn't be more proud of them. There's probably nothing that I could do in my life that would eclipse how proud I am of them. So that would be the personal answer. From a business perspective, I would say actually probably creating SoTellUs. Creating this product is one of the things that I'm most proud of. Just because, it's a product that we knew there was a need for, and it really kind of exploded over the last 5 years. Like you mentioned, we have like 3,800 clients in 27 different countries. So whenever you can get that kind of momentum and that kind of success, you've got to be proud of that. So launching this product and seeing what it's done for business owners has really helped, or it's probably been one of my biggest achievements in my career.
What is the biggest failure or mistake that you've made in your career, and what did you learn from it?
Oh boy. Yeah. So probably the biggest mistake I made in my career was probably having the wrong partner in a business. So I had another business that I owned, and I had a partner, and he was a great guy, great salesman. But the problem was that he would sell something we didn't even have yet. And then as the operator, I would have to go and create it. So we'd walk out I remember one time we walked out of this meeting and we just landed this huge deal. And he's like, we promised that we were going to provide all of this work and then this product behind it. And I turned to him afterwards. I said, well, what product is that? Where's that product? Where are we getting that product? And he's like, oh, you got to make it. You've got 30 days to create this entire suite of business services. And, we did it and it worked out great. But, having the right partner in your business is one of the biggest decisions you can make. And in that situation, he was a great partner, but not the right partner long term. So I ended up selling my portion of the business to him and letting him kind of run it the way he did. But that's one thing I always tell people: picking your business partner is as important as picking your spouse.
Can you tell me about your journey, your story to become a super successful entrepreneur of a SaaS company and a leading expert on digital reviews?
Oh man, my story is kind of interesting and takes a lot of different roads. So I originally was an airline pilot, so I wasn't even in this business.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so I actually flew jets for, this will kind of date me, but it was America West, US Airways, and United. I was contracted with those three companies to fly jets. And what ended up happening was I got kidney stones. And I had kidney stones that were embedded in the wall of my kidney, so I couldn't fly anymore.
Oh my goodness.
So you can imagine.
So painful.
Yeah. So you can imagine having a career that you think you're going to do your entire life, and all of a sudden you can't do it anymore. And that actually hit right when my second child was born, my son, who was born with a cleft lip and palate and premature at 4 pounds. So all of this kind of hit at the exact same time. And I was just going, what am I going to do? I've got a brand new baby that needs several surgeries. They're to be tens of thousands of dollars. I can't do my career anymore because of this medical condition. So what is next? And, that's where I got into the digital marketing side. And luckily, like I'd worked with some digital companies in the past. I'd done project management for them. Like we talked about, I was the vice president of YP.com. So I just transitioned over, and that's when I started my own agency. And I actually started it with my dad and my brother. And it was tough in the beginning, as you can imagine. That was just the three of us. And it's like we had my dad out and he would go sell, and then we would fulfill. And but we were just, working like crazy, trying to help every little business that we could, grow. And it worked really, really well. Like most agencies, we grew, but we hit a point to where we could only grow so large without having a huge staff on board. Right. So we decided at that point that if we wanted to continue to grow the company and do it in a more automated way, that we needed to shift from just the marketing side of it and get into the software side of it and start providing software for businesses. So in 2009, we made that shift into the software side. And it's been one of the best things that we've ever done, because it gave us the ability to, instead of working with, less than 100 businesses, to be able to work with thousands of businesses and help them grow, and scale their business in an automated way. So that's kind of the journey. Was in 2009, we started creating the software. We created a content marketing system, and that was called the Post Place, and it was absolutely amazing. We still have that product today. And then about 5 years ago, we started the SoTellUs product, because again, we had this very large base of customers, and we went back to them and we said, okay, what's one of the challenges you're having right now? And most of them came back and said, well, we just can't get reviews. It's so hard to get reviews online. People, we ask them to do reviews. They don't do reviews. And we just need help to do that. So then we thought, okay, well, how can we create a system to do that? So we started building a system, but again, always trying to be forward thinking. We said, okay, we could create a system to help people get reviews, but we want to go beyond that. What's the next phase of that? Right. Yep. And it came to us that the next phase of reviews was not just written reviews, but also video reviews. Imagine Google reviews plus YouTube put together. That's what we thought of. And we're like, why hasn't anybody ever done this? This is crazy. So it took us about 2 years to build the product. To create everything that we needed. But by the end, we had this amazing review platform that not only got our customers reviews on Google and Facebook and Yelp, but also got them video reviews, and then actually help them market those reviews, because that's one of the biggest mistakes businesses make, is they don't know how to actually utilize those reviews in their marketing to land more jobs, right? They think that just getting a review and having it sit on Google is good enough. But only a small percentage of people actually are going to see it there, right? If you're spending money on marketing, you're pushing out print marketing, email marketing, whatever it is, all of those reviews need to reside in that marketing. And so we built an entire system to help our clients automatically do that. And that's kind of our journey. And it's been a great journey. I love reviews. I love positive feedback. I love how clients feel when they get a video from one of their clients talking about how amazing they are. I mean, it's just a really positive environment and industry to be in.
I love it. Okay. I want to make comments on 3 points that you made here. So the first point that I want to talk about is your kidney stones. And those kidney stones that drove you to leave your previous career. And a lot of times when we're in that moment, all we can see is the kidney stones. All we can see are these horrible challenges that we're going through. And we think our world is ending. We think that we're not going to be able to provide for our family. We see, the worst case scenario that's going to happen. And I see this recurring pattern over and over again as I interview these amazingly successful entrepreneurs. So many of them started their journey with a challenge like kidney stones. They had something that forced them to leave their comfortable path that they're on. And now as they look back, they look at those kidney stones symbolically, that challenge, whatever it was that forced them out, as a huge blessing, because it was the catalyst that helped them take that uncomfortable step to arrive at a much better outcome for their future. Any thoughts
absolutely.
on that?
Yeah, absolutely. What happened to me was the best thing that ever happened in my life. Even though it was one of the hardest things I ever went through, it totally changed my life, not just from a business perspective. If back when I was flying for the airlines, it was after 9/11, and I was gone 275 days a year away from my family, flying planes. And so all of a sudden I went from being gone all the time to being home with my family. And that made a huge impact in my life. It pushing me into doing something else that I never thought of doing made a huge difference. Like, I would never go back to what I was doing before. It honestly was that horrible situation was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah. And it's amazing how often that happens. So when that happens to us, we've got to make sure we look at that as an opportunity and say, okay, what is the SoTellUs? What is this amazing business venture that we're going to go create that's inside of us that God is kind of pushing us towards, by pushing us out of that? It's almost that phrase we hear people say, when a door closes, another door opens, right?
Yes.
And you've got to find which door it is that God wants us to go through.
Perfect. Yep, absolutely.
Okay, second thing I want to talk about is video reviews. And video reviews aren't just the next step. I think video reviews is a transformational, tectonic shift.
Yes.
And you look at just credibility, right? If you put text on your website with a review from a customer, that's good. But the problem is it's so easy to game. And unscrupulous people have gamed that. They've just made up their own reviews so often. Thousands and thousands of fake reviews have been created by companies. And so people don't trust the written review as much anymore because of people that have abused it.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to game. And you don't know the real person who's behind it, right? But a video review is just a whole different ballgame, right? You're on a whole different playing field because you can see the person and you can see their tone of voice. And it's real hard for the founder of some startup company to game a whole bunch of videos, right? When you see a different person behind each video and they have a different story and they seem real and they feel real. And I don't know, talk to me about why you feel video reviews are so much more credible than a text review.
Yeah. So, I mean, first and foremost, the majority of the traffic nowadays on the internet is video. That's what people want to see. They don't want to read text anymore. They want to watch videos. That's one portion of it. So you're delivering what people want. The second part of it is with video, you can deliver emotion. You can create emotion with those that are watching the video. And with text, that's so much harder to do. Because the person is able to look at the face, they're able to see the emotion, and it makes all the difference in the world. The other thing is, it's an amazing sales tool. And I'll give you a little experience from our own company. One of the reasons why we created the video review is because of how much success we had utilizing video in our sales process. So I mentioned we had a product called the Post Place, which was a content marketing system. We took that system and we were trying to, sell it online, and we were doing Google ads and Facebook ads, and it just wasn't working. It wasn't successful. Even though the product was great, we had clients on it that were utilizing it, had great success. We weren't able to figure out quite how to get people to buy it online, right?
And what was that product doing, real quick, just to...
So what the product did basically is it was a content marketing system. So let's take an example of like a carpet cleaner. So a carpet cleaner wants to get higher ranking in the search engines. Well, one of the ways to do that is to have more content on your website. So we built a system where he could write a quick article about carpet cleaning. hit a button to post it. It would automatically add it to his website. It would SEO the page with the keywords that were specific for that article. It would then create like a snippet of that article and then would go out and it would drip it through all of his social media sites with links coming back to that specific page on his website. So we had these clients that were posting 40, 50 times a month, creating 50 new pages on their websites. And Google was just eating up all that original content. And so it worked really, really well. It took them, it took a client about 5 to 10 minutes a day to do it, but the results were amazing. We had one client that went from, for 10 years, his business did about $150,000 a year. After using our product for 2 years, he was doing over $750,000 a year because he dominated the search engines.
So why did you stop doing that product?
We still have that product. And we still have tons of clients that utilize that product, but we're always, inventing and creating new products. So we still have that and it's a great product. But when we were trying to sell that, it was kind of hard to explain it online and let people, completely understand it. And we were spending probably $20,000 a month, advertising through Google and Facebook, and it just wasn't working. So then we decided, let's do something totally different. Let's just go and let's meet with all of our clients that are utilizing the product and let's video them sharing their experience. What has happened? What was their business like before they used it? What was their business like after they used it? What was their life like now after they've used it? And we got about 4 of our clients. We filmed these videos and we made a video that we then that was our entire marketing. It talked a little bit about the product and it shared these experiences. And we went from, getting just a few sales a month on this product to getting over 50, 60, 100 new clients a month. Inside of 6 months, we generated over $500,000 in recurring revenue. But the product didn't change.
Wait, say that again? How much recurring revenue?
$500,000 a month, $500,000 in recurring revenue.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, and again, we went from like nothing to this great amount of money coming in, and the product didn't change. What the product didn't change. The only thing that changed was how we presented it to our clients. And how we presented it was we stepped back and we let our clients share their story. And all of a sudden, the phone started ringing like crazy. And one of the clients was a guy named Laredo. He was the one who went from making $150,000 to $750,000. And I mean, we had people calling in all the time. They're like, I just watched this video. I want to be your next Laredo, right? They didn't even care what the product did. What they wanted was the end result, right? They just wanted to be Laredo. They wanted to be Mari. They wanted to be, any one of these, Jeff. They just wanted to get that same experience. But what sold them was our clients sharing their experience, not the product, not the details, not the specifics of exactly how it worked, right? Yes. And that was like the light bulb moment for us that as business owners, we need to stop trying to sell our products and services, and we need to let our customers sell them for us, because people are 40 times more likely to believe what our customer says about us than what we say about ourselves.
All right, audience, this is one of those extreme value moments that he just shared with you. We've been talking a lot on this show about credibility marketing, and this is a perfect example illustrating what we've been teaching. So our customers don't trust what we say about ourselves. And that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to go to the world and sell his SaaS software product and tell the world how great his SaaS software product was. And he did one simple change. He didn't change his product at all. He just went out and filmed customers telling potential customers why the software is awesome. And so instead of him doing that, his customers were doing that. And he went from, what were you at before? What was your revenue before you rolled it out?
The revenue was, before was a couple $1,000s a month.
So he went from a couple $1,000s a month to $500,000 a month in what period of time?
Inside of 6 months.
Inside of 6 months. This is credibility marketing. This is what I believe is the greatest tectonic shift affecting business today. And this is just one way to do it. There's lots of other ways, influencer marketing, but video is one of those tectonic shifts. Credibility marketing is one of those tectonic shifts, and definitely two things we should be implementing. Okay, let's talk for a minute about SaaS software. One of the other big tectonic shifts that we deal with we talk about a lot today is recurring revenue. It seems like every major company is going to recurring revenue. You went from being a consulting firm where you were trading hours for dollars,
Yes,
to building a software product and becoming a software as a service vendor. Tell me why you did that and what that transformation has done for you as a company.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, first and foremost, the easiest way to look at it is, like you said, we went from trading hours to just trading dollars. As a marketing consultant, there were only so many hours a day that we could give. And then if we wanted to give more hours, we had to hire employees. We had to train those employees. We had to manage and make sure those employees knew what they were doing and were providing a good, a solid product to our clients. And it's just a very difficult business to scale effectively. Right. And again, you're always limited by people and hours. What we realized was if we really wanted to have a big impact on businesses and on a lot of businesses, we had to create software systems and automation in order to do that. So that shift for us was a crucial shift in our business. We still do marketing for a couple key clients, that we handle personally, but the majority of our client base comes from our software side of the business, because we've just been able to change so many more lives through that path than we ever would have been able to change by, working with them individually on their marketing.
How does that help you having annual recurring revenue now or monthly recurring revenue now, as opposed to having to just go do consulting services every month?
Oh yeah, it makes all the difference in the world. Like I remember when we first started our business back in 1999, I think it was, like I said, it was my dad, my brother, and I. And my dad was the sales guy, and he would go out and he would sell a website, because that's what we started with, was doing website design. So he would sell a website, and then we bring it in, and then we'd be trying to build that website, and I'd be taking care of the back end. My brother would be doing the design work and the customer service. And then it was like, okay, we finished that one. Dad, you got to go sell another one because we're almost out of money, right? So it was like this constant. I always tell people it was like a roller coaster. Like you would make a sale, you would get some money, but by the time you fulfilled on it, you needed money again. So you had to get that next sale, and that's how the growth was. It was just like this. Whereas, once we got into, the SaaS side of it and recurring revenue, the growth just skyrockets, So it made all the difference in the world for us. And then especially as an owner, to have that recurring revenue, there is a sense of security that you have. Right? I mean, you're always trying to push yourself to be better and to grow and hit your numbers, but there's that sense of security that you have that there's this recurring revenue that's coming in the door.
And you can plan more and you can sleep better at night, and a lot of benefits for the CEO.
Yes.
So you built a business that was trading hours for dollars. And then you built a different business or a different business model within the existing business that leveraged three of the biggest tectonic shifts today. There's 6 or 7 big tectonic shifts I talk about a lot. And three of those tectonic shifts, the video, the credibility marketing, the recurring revenue, you implemented all three of those into your new business, and it took off and it transformed your business. Thank you so much, Troy, for sharing your stories and insights with us today. Here's some of my key takeaways from this episode. Number 1, to learn what our customers need, we can ask them, what's one of the challenges you're having right now? Number 2, video reviews can be much more credible than written reviews. Number 3, videos are easy to digest. Number 4, videos can be so much more authentic than text. Number 5, video reviews can be amazing sales tools. Number 6, when challenges come, we should look for the opportunities in them and seize those opportunities. Number 7, there are many benefits to recurring revenue, including stability, security, and growth. Number 8, according to Troy, picking a business partner can be as important as picking a spouse. To learn more about or connect with Troy, you can find him on LinkedIn, visit his website at SoTellUs.com. You can email him at troy@SoTellUs.com, or check out his podcast, SoTellUs Time. And there's links to each of those sites on the blog post for this episode at monetizationnation.com. You can also get a free ebook about passion marketing and learn how to become a top priority for your ideal customers at passionmarketing.com. You can also subscribe to Monetization Nation on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, our Facebook group, and on your favorite podcast platform. I would also be very grateful if you commented on, liked, and shared this episode. Thanks for joining me today. I wish you success in your video marketing. Do you want to become a better digital monetizer? To receive great monetization stories and secrets, please go to monetizationnation.com and join free. And if you liked today's episode, please subscribe to the show and share it.